no time to prove what. No time, no time, no time.
That fuck all that, nigga. We turn it up. So I just had to rebuild the studio from scratch.
Like all my life type shit. But
Yeah.
The biggest wave, arrasando, coronando. I'm the bigger wave, bitches on my way, and you only complain. I'm just burning all day. Tengo tiempo.
Yeah, this shit right here fits. That loud.
Well,
Yeah, it's going.
nothing much.
Alright, you could introduce yourself and
Okay.
let the people know what kind of music you do.
Okay, so I'm Brianna Denise. I rap, I sing, and yeah, I like R&B. I do a little some with that too. But for the most part, I just rap and I sing.
Okay, I hear you. And yeah, so you got the whole Rolling Stone shirts on and all. Are you like a fan of them?
Honestly, I haven't dug too deep into their category, but I really just like I just like the little logo, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm wearing it. So I'm not really a fan, but I've heard great things about them.
Okay. Hold on, it's kind of like buffing up and all.
It's breaking up.
Yeah, hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Alright, can you hear me from your end?
Yes,
Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah, so your name, is it a stage name or is that your real name?
that's my real name, Briasia Renice. Briasia is my first name. Renice is my middle name.
Okay, and what made you want to use that as your stage name?
Um, I don't know. I couldn't think of. I never really thought of a stage name. I don't know. I just like my name, I guess. So, but I never really thought about
Okay,
having a stage name.
how old are you?
I'm 26. I mean, well,
Alright,
actually,
how?
I lied. I'm 25. I'm 25, but I turned 26 in like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what's up. Um, okay, that's what's up. And when did you start making music?
I started making music probably when I was in college, like when I was like a freshman in college. So I've always like liked to sing and everything like that and rap, but I never actually um made a song until I was like freshman year in college. I don't remember how old I was, maybe like 20 or 21.
Alright, and what was the name of that song?
Ooh, I don't remember. I don't remember.
Uh, do you remember what it was about or what style you had?
um, uh, I think it was about. I'm pretty sure it was about love. I be trying to spice it up with the topics, but I just like talking about love, so I'm pretty sure it was about love. And I don't even remember. I don't remember the name, but
Okay,
it was like R&B though. It was R&B.
gotcha. And like just coming up with your first track, was it hard at all? Or was it just right off the
Um,
bat? It was like easy.
it was definitely a difficult process to figure out at face value. I was like, this is kind of hard, but I knew I've always had like a passion for music. and I've always enjoyed, just the creativity of it. So I didn't know how to use any of my equipment or anything. I just, got on YouTube and started asking around and stuff. And I was able to figure out what I needed to make a little at-home studio. Cause I had been to the studio a couple times before, like in the past, just to try to, see, but studios were just too expensive and um
Right.
yeah, so I was like, I need to get something at home. And so I did, and like I said, it was hard in the beginning. I'm not really a tech type of person, so that was like the rough part of it. But once I got that down, I was kind of like learning as I was going pretty much. So
Oh, okay. You figured it out like along the way.
yeah, along the way. So it was like mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and just living and learning.
Gotcha. And was there any like critics like when you first started making music, like were people like was there any like bad like criticism at all or any of that?
Not at all. And I always think about that because everybody was always so supportive of me. Like, and I was like, I was not good. Like, I was not good at it yet. I still had a lot, and I'm still growing right now, but I was so far off from even sounding anywhere near what I sound now or what I sound like now. So it was just like, when I think about it, people were so supportive, even though when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, this was crazy. Like, this didn't even sound nowhere near in key or nothing. But yeah, people were very supportive. Nobody was really like, "You don't need to
I
be
feel that.
singing, you don't need to be rapping." Nobody ever really said anything negative. No, I've already graduated. I decided to pursue music. Like I said, I just always had a passion for it. Like I just always enjoyed it. It was always fun, and I just always like entertaining. So from a little girl. But and actually I started off singing in the church. So when I was younger, I'd always be singing at my church, at other people's churches. And then I got into this little patch of like stage fright for so many years. Like, it's like one day I just went up there on the stage like I always did. And I could, for the first time, see everybody's eyes looking at me and like waiting on me to sing and stuff. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like it was a lot. And for so many years after that, I never really sang or did anything. I would just do it around the house. So I never would like, you know, sign up for any talent shows or yeah, it was like just like a hobby, something I just did it for fun. And when I got to college, I was like, because at first I enrolled for business and just sitting in the classes, I was a business major, then I switched to nursing major, being a nursing major. And when I was doing those classes, I realized like if I'm putting all my time and energy into this, then I'm gonna be a nurse. But if I put, all of my time and energy into, you know, other things, I just wanted to give myself a chance. Like I never gave myself a chance to do music. So I was like, okay, this is the perfect time. You're young, still in school, like just put effort towards both because you never tried pretty much. And so when I was in college, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna get on YouTube, ask around for some assistance from people I knew who were into tech stuff and just try to figure it out. So at least I could say I tried. Um, no, not really. No. I don't my parents didn't do music, none of my siblings do music. Um, it was really just something that I just from when I was so little, I just always loved music. It was always something that I enjoyed, you know, doing and just I just love music, period. So nobody really was musically inclined. It was more athletic. My family was more athletic. Oh yes, Yolanda Adams, she's a gospel singer. She was like my favorite artist. And so I listened to a lot of her. Um I listened to a lot of the like 90s music. Like I feel like I'm stuck in that time period with music right now. Cause my parents listen to it. So pretty much what they listen to, that's what I listen to. My dad really always played like those older songs and like Luther Vandross.
So,
Um, yeah, like that type of music. And my mom always played she liked rap music, so she would always just be listening to like Plies, Lil Wayne, like all the mixtapes, all that. So I kind of got the best of both worlds. Yeah, I got like a mixture when it came to like exposure to music. That is such a hard question. Like I really be I don't know, like I guess for the most part R&B is my favorite. So I would say I want to identify as an R&B artist, but I'm growing over the time as a singer and I'm trying to like, you know, I'm not like vocally or professionally trained or anything, but so I'm still learning a lot with that. But essentially, I would say R&B because that's my favorite. But I really love to rap too. Like I love them just about equally. But if I had to pick one, I'd pick that one. You said what image? You said I'm sorry. You said why do I want them to listen to my music? I didn't hear what you said. Oh, I'm still figuring that out, but I just want them to feel, um, I guess the connection to whatever I'm talking about in the song, like whatever it's about. I just want them to feel that, you know. I try to channel, um, I try to channel like whatever I'm feeling or whatever I'm writing about into the song so that the person listening can also feel that. And that's really my biggest goal. That's what I be trying to do when I make music. And that's mhm. So I'm definitely a big writer. Um, every now and then, and honestly, my creative process it really does vary depending on the day. Like I don't really have a set thing. Like sometimes I might just get a melody in my head, and I'm like, okay, and I go, you know, sit down, listen to the beat, and just get the melody out and then get the words later. And then sometimes I'll sit down and I'm like, okay, I want to write a song about this. And I do that. But it really does switch around. I made a song called what? Oh, Candy. So that song, oh gosh, that's so funny. That song was like the first song I ever recorded, like at a studio. Um, but I would record it at home and then go to the studio and like that's what I did with that. So what I did was I was pretty much writing about like if you're trying to like this isn't my situation, but just generally speaking. It sounds specific though, but it's not my situation. Pretty much like if you really like someone and they're not like well, this is my situation over time. It happens. But at the time when I wrote it, it was my situation. You like someone a lot and you're trying to like you're not understanding why they're not reciprocating the same energy. So it's like, I know you like candy. Like when I was writing the song, I was like, you know, from the beginning, I was like, okay, like if you listen to the lyrics, it's literally like I'm literally saying that. And then for the when I got to the hook and I was talking about the candy and stuff, it's because I had like this goodie bag on my bed and it had like Reese's and like, something I had got from I think it was like Halloween time or something. So I just had some candy. And I was like, oh, I know you like candy because everybody likes candy. Like, so I was like, okay, I know you like candy. I really think you got a sweet tooth for me now. And that's when I was like, I was talking about candy pretty much, but I was relating it to my situation. Oh, thank you. That is so funny. I'm sorry, one more time. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that is so funny how that came about because what happened was, um, we were going to shoot the video at the mall. I'm trying to think what mall. I cannot think of that name of that mall. But it was like a mall that's like dead, like don't nobody goes there. So we were thinking that okay, maybe we can like get some food court scenes, like, get some, try to get that type of energy. And we just kind of had that plan. We didn't really think too much past that. When we pulled up to the mall, there also happened to be a carnival that was happening in like the parking lot next door. So we went over there and we were like, are we allowed to like shoot a video over here? They were like, sure, come on in. Nobody said anything. Like, actually, nobody said anything. It was like an open carnival, and you just like pay per game, I guess. So there was no like general fee. And so we went in and just
Okay.
started shooting the video. Yeah, we started shooting the video, and then everybody was like gathering around us and stuff. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like it was nerve wracking, but it was so fun and like it was so it was just it was just
Who
fun.
were
It was really organic.
okay? Who directed it?
So it was we're kind of just spewing ideas. So it was me, and then there's this guy. He's a filmmaker, and he does a lot of music videos uh, called Diligent Films. And so we were just doing it as we went along, pretty much. I think I had some ideas like, oh, like let's do this, like, and it just kind of rolled like that.
Okay, and Were you where were you born?
I was born in Houston, just here in Texas.
Oh, okay, and you're still in Houston.
Yes, I am.
All right. How do you feel like the music scene out there, like with the specific music you're doing? Do you feel like
Hmm.
it's big out there?
Oh, yes. Like every time I go to one of these creative events, there are so many talented people like everywhere. Not even just like a little bit talented, like they real talented, like really good at what they do. And so um sometimes it feels a little like overwhelming, like how am I supposed to, get through all of this? Like there's so much talent. But I think that if I just stay consistent and, keep trying to grow and learn that over time is something that will stand out, I hope. But it's a lot of talented people in Houston.
Okay, and then have you done any like collabs with any artists or tapped in with any
Yes.
producers out there?
Yeah, so I actually have on my EP that's coming up. It's actually gonna be dropping in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna be dropping my cover and everything in a few days. But I have a song on there called Players Get Played, and it's featuring another artist called Z Wells. So I'm really excited about that one. That was really fun to make.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, have you dropped the album, or you have you just been releasing singles?
No, I've never dropped an album. It's just been singles.
Is there any reason for that?
I'm sorry.
Is there any reason for that?
Oh, I feel like I could be wrong with this. Like I said, I still have a lot to learn and figure out. But I feel like I'm more of a I like to make projects, and I like to I don't really see myself just putting out a bunch of singles, 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 singles. Maybe one day, I don't know, but where I'm at right now, I feel like I want to do just more projects, but I've only put out singles so far because I was trying to figure out my sound, I guess. And I was just experimenting with a lot of different things. And I just never got around to putting out a project, but I feel like I am more of a project based artist. Like, I don't know. And that definitely may change. I'm just, I'm
Yeah,
just now starting, so I don't really know.
yeah, I feel that. Um, yeah, have you performed at any venues in the past?
Um, no, but I do have a performance coming up. My very first one. Um, it's on November 22nd, and it's actually gonna be that song that's on my EP. Players Get Played, because by that time the EP will be out.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. What is your targeted like audience, or fan base?
Um, my target audience, just people who like good music. I've thought about it, but I haven't really been able to figure out a specific, you know, demographic. But I would say people who just enjoy like different types of music. I don't really want to put myself in a box as, you know, making one specific type of music and attracting one audience. So I hope that I don't know. I'm still trying to figure. I don't really have particular um target audience. I guess I just right now I'm just making music.
Okay, I see. Um, do you have a like a brand to your name or maybe a logo that you got going on?
I don't. It's just Free Asia Renice. But hopefully one day. I mean, hopefully one day I can get something going with the brand.
Yeah. Are you planning to sign to a label, or are you gonna do it independent?
I would love to be able to pull it off independent. Um, but it just depends on how things go. I mean, I feel like nowadays going independent is more possible. Like it becomes more and more possible every single day. So that might be the move. I hope it's the move because I don't know, I've heard some different things about labels and stuff, and sometimes it makes me kind of say, I don't know if I want to, do that. But it does come with its perks too, so you never know.
Yeah. And who would you like to work with, like that's major right now?
Um, what I like to work with. There's so many people. Um, I'd probably
You could give me
say
like a couple, like five.
okay, 5. I would probably say let me look. Okay, sorry.
Ah, yeah, I couldn't hear you. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like glitched out right now, but
Okay,
all right,
hello.
we back. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so I would say probably Glorilla, Megan, Drake, um, R&B, probably. Ooh, oh my gosh, Victoria Monet. I love Victoria Monet, so that would be like crazy. Um, and who else? Oh, Flo. I like Flo too. They're a girl group.
All right, that's fire right there. You released a song called "Smile for Me,"
Hmm.
you know, like a while back. What was
Yeah.
your mood like? Just or like, what were you going through when creating that song?
Um, I wasn't really going through anything. I was just thinking, okay, like if you were if I was in a relationship at the time or like um in love or something, how would you want that to feel or like how would it sound? Like almost kind of like as if I was writing like in a journal or something. Like that's kind of how it came about. I was like, okay, how would you feel in this moment? What would it be like if you were like there? And so that's what I was thinking or what I was going for.
Who produced the beat?
It was a beat I got off of YouTube. I don't remember um the name, but what I typically do is I get a beat off of YouTube and then I would collab with the producer, but at the time I didn't have that process. But for my recent music that I'm getting ready to drop, I do. But that's also gonna be on my EP with and it's gonna be like kind of like changed a little bit like at with production. So I'm excited about that too. And the way that I did The person that I work with is also crazy. I found them on Fiverr, and I just, like, will send it on there and like, "Hey," like, kinda describe how I would want to be added to it, and then he just sends it back to me, but I have to look and see what his producer name is.
All right. Yeah. Do you have a lot of songs in the vault, or is it all the songs that you released is out already?
No, I have songs in the vault. I have my EP, and then I've also have another I try to be one project ahead, that's why there was so much, like, space in between me dropping that song and, like, me dropping the EPs, because I was like, "You know what? I would like to be one project ahead." So I do have a lot of music, like, that I haven't put out yet, but I'm working on it.
That's right. Yeah, you dropped your most recent track called "Decent,"
Mhm.
like maybe a month or like 2 months
Yes.
ago.
Mhm.
What made you want to drop that single?
Um, so I have found, during this period, I wrote that song when I was like, I was a senior in college. That was probably like 2022 or something. And I had just moved to San Antonio so I could finish uh my bachelor's degree. And I didn't know anybody in San Antonio, so I was like really disciplined at that time. And like when it came to writing music, like I was writing music every single day and recording like every single day just so I can try to make use of my spare time. And so I would try
Oh
to
no.
challenge myself. Yeah. I try to challenge myself by like um finding like the beat was not something that I was just like it took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to say because it kind of had that real old school vibe to it. And I was like, I don't know what I want to say, but eventually I just sat down and just wrote that.
Okay, yeah, a lot of your songs is like more towards like that old school sound. Like,
Yeah.
what makes you want to like just use their beats instead of like adapting to like the
hmm
new age sound and all that, or what's going on right now?
I like the sound that's out right now. But I like to mix it up a lot. So, and also I'm really big into like production. I don't want it to just like I like elaborate production, like a lot of music, not just like beats, but like I like to add like instruments. And so I feel like there was more of that during like instrumentals that sound more like what was like in the I guess the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s. Kind of the early 2000s, but mainly the 80s and 90s. They really sounded like elaborate. Like you could hear the instruments and stuff. And so nowadays, I guess everything's so computerized that you could still put instruments and stuff like that, but it's like mainly focused on like, what I can make on the computer, I guess, which is
Yeah,
great. I love it. I still do that too. But sometimes I just like to add, I just like to try different things.
yeah, and have like that natural sound and to it.
Yeah. hmm
Oh, how long have you been working with Diligent Films?
Oh, for a minute. Um, I guess we've known each other since we were like in high school. So um we kind of discovered our passions around the same time, like freshman year in college. And he was starting to explore in like filmmaking and things like that. And I was starting to explore in music. And he turned, what he does into his brand. And I'm just trying to turn what I do into my brand. And just so happens he's into videography. So it was like, um, it kind of like helped both of us I guess, grow with like getting
It
to
worked out.
yeah, it just worked out. But we were really just friends.
Okay, and what was the story behind the song
Oh, for what song?
for
Oh,
the
for Decent?
single? Yeah,
Oh, that one was kind of just like it was it came as I went. I didn't really know what to say when I first was listening to it, but I was trying to kind of push myself a little bit to open up to things. I don't know, because it did kind of sound like disco like. Um, but yeah, it just came as I went along. I guess just kind of it was more of the vibe that I was going for, like a real groovy with like smooth type of vibe. And so yeah, it wasn't
yeah.
really like the story for that one.
Mhm.
Thank you. I don't have a date. I'm waiting on just like a couple more things, like a very small details, and as soon as those get finished, I'm getting ready to, pick the date that works the best within these next couple of days. But I do have a title. No date, but I got the title. But it's gonna be soon. I'm sorry, it broke up a little bit. You said at the event, I'm sorry, it was breaking up. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh no, no, no. I'm just gonna be a featured artist. One of my friends, he's another artist who's on my upcoming EP named Z Wells. He's having a video release party. And so he was just like, oh, like if you wanna because he's also on my EP that's coming up that I'm gonna drop. And I have a music video for that one. And so he was like, oh, like, you could just premiere your video and we could perform it. I was like, yay, that would be great. So that's what that is. I'm a featured artist.
But it's opportunities too, like just to get plugged in with other artists and all that.
Yes, definitely, definitely. I think that's the way to do it, to be honest, because you can get in more places just by, meeting people and them introducing you to their friends. And so I definitely, see where you're going with that.
Yeah. And do you have like any inspirational words or advice you give to the youth doing the same thing as you?
Yes, I do. So I would tell them to, even though it's super, super exciting and like you get excited to show people your ideas and like um when it's early, like when you first get the idea or whatever, you may record something or, try something. And because you're so excited, like even though it's not done yet, it's not mixed yet, or like maybe it's some things that I don't know, whatever, it's not done. Um, I would say don't show it when it's early because people are not going to see where you're going, I think, a lot of times when it's not done. If they're not also like an artist, they don't be seeing like where it's going a lot of times. And that can be kind of discouraging. So to save yourself the discouragement, I would say wait till it's done and then show people afterwards because you don't want to kill something just because other people don't see what you're trying to do pretty much. And that goes with anything. It doesn't just have to be music, but all things that you're doing, try to, you know, don't share too early pretty much.
No time, no time, no time to prove what. No time, no time, no time.
Fuck all that, nigga. We turn it up, so I just had to rebuild the studio from scratch.
Like all my life type shit.
Yeah.